Hello everyone, welcome back to Susan Dawn's Spiritual Connections. Welcome back to an Ascension mini reading. I was not expecting to be doing this, but that's what it's like here. We just go with the flow. Nothing ever happens as it's planned, so we just go with the flow. I pulled some messages today for a written channeling that I was going to post on Instagram, Facebook, and over here on YouTube on the community tab. So make sure that you're checking out all the platforms so that you don't miss anything. I often do these mini readings and other collective readings on all my social media platforms. And I try to cross post as often as possible, but that doesn't always happen. So make sure that you're following wherever it is that you want to follow. So I pulled these cards, and it's giving me very much Ascension energy as a whole for the collective. So I did call it a collective energy reading. It could apply to sacred unions, but it feels like there's more to this energy, and I wanted to explore that a little bit more. So I'm going to share with you first what I had channeled. So we have the Queen of Wands, the Nine of Cups, and the Emperor. This is obviously very fiery energy. We have the Queen of Wands, which is the fire element. We have the Emperor, which is representative of Aries, but also Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And then the bottom of the deck, we have the Hermit, and we have the World. So this is really powerful energy that's coming through. And if you follow me on Patreon, we are talking a little bit about sacred partnership, and I did feel an energy shift, especially for the masculine energy. We're going to be exploring that this week as well, especially coming up on the eclipse energy. So let's just channel for this energy right now and see what comes through. I want to share what I had channeled just a little bit ago. So I said, I'm loving this energy, which feels supported by the upcoming lunar eclipse at the end of the week, encouraging us to release anything out of alignment and step towards that which we want to create. You control your destiny. That is the first phrase I heard when these cards came out. You control your destiny. And especially with the Queen of Wands and the Emperor here, this feels like, number one, I'm hearing divine match. So even though it's the Emperor and the Queen of Wands, it's not the Empress and the Emperor. This is very much a match in frequency. It's very much King and Queen energy because of the energy, the frequency that's coming through here, the fire element that's coming through. With the Empress, that is to the divine match. So it's not like these are separate people. It's just the archetypes. It's just the templates that you're holding in the energy at this time. So right now, especially if you're in a sacred partnership, this is a match in the fiery energy that you're both mirroring to each other. If this is your own individual energy, this is your inner union. That is a match within the fiery energy, the creation energy that you're really feeling. Feeling a lot of that sacral chakra, a lot of that sexual energy, but sexual energy is creator energy. It's that creation energy. So even though it's not the Empress and the Emperor, which you would think is the match, and it still is, you still hold that template, but we're seeing the Queen of Wands and the Emperor here for that union, for that fiery energy, that template, that fiery template that you're carrying right now. That's the energy that you're carrying right now. So you control your destiny. That's the message that's coming through loud and clear today. It's a joyous, confident, and fiery energy that's reminding you of your co-creatorship with the universe. With the Queen of Wands and the Emperor flanking the Nine of Cups, you're being shown the balance of your feminine and masculine energies within. This is your union with self, and once you integrate this inner union, finding your joy, wish fulfillment, and self-honoring and love, which is all what the Nine of Cups represents, that's when you invite in a healthy and conscious higher level connection to match your frequency and your life. And connection doesn't just have to be a divine partner. It doesn't just have to be a life partner. This is connections in all of your life. This could be soul family. This could be colleagues. This could be those who are supporting you on your journey. This could be strangers that you meet who play a piece in that puzzle of your life, in a beautiful synchronistic event. So this is this higher level frequency that you're now embodying, but there's more about this one's energy and this Emperor energy that we're going to channel on after I finish this. So we share that control isn't about control over another person or your environment. Just a reminder here. It's about understanding yourself, your wants, your needs, who you are at the core, and how you wish to express this in your human experience. You're in control of yourself. You're embodying your higher self. With the Hermit and the World at the bottom of the deck, you're coming out of a cycle of introspection in which you were guided within to connect to the deepest parts of yourself, your values, your beliefs, etc. This self-exploration has helped you to successfully break free from a past version of self, nor to stand firmly in your truth as recognition of your divinity. You get to decide the life you want to experience and who you want to be through the decisions you make and the actions that you take through your own embodiment of the energy within. Your mind and imagination are powerful tools for creation, but action is required, and that's what this energy is all about. This energy is speaking of action here. Lean into the fiery element within you. No matter what astrology elements you have in your chart, you all have that kind of fiery element, that fiery template within you. Lean into that fiery element within you and be bold and brave with your intuitively guided steps. A new cycle is opening up for you. So, again, you have that fiery element within you. No matter what your astrological chart says, you have all four of those elements within you. It's earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. You're an amalgamation of all of these things. When you're looking at your astrology chart, when you're looking at your zodiac chart, those are just concentrated aspects that help to understand who you are and help to understand what you're working through in this human incarnation. But you have everything within you, all the elements within you. This is beautiful. I had not understood that before, but that's what they're bringing through now. So it's a beautiful new understanding for myself as well about astrology and the zodiac and how we can align to certain aspects of the stars. And the stars can help us understand certain aspects of ourselves, but those signs are just concentrated elements, but we have all the elements within us. So with the Queen of Wands, the Nine of Cups, and the Emperor here, again, I love that you have this fiery energy flanking the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is just fulfillment, happiness, joy, personal fulfillment, but it's very much Nine of Pentacles energy. It's self-fulfillment, self-satisfaction, self-joy. This has been your journey of ascension. This has been your journey of evolution because it happens within the self first. And then from the Nine of Cups moving to the Ten of Cups, let's go back a minute. They're reminding me the Eight of Cups is that journey of self-discovery, that journey of self-exploration, wherein the Eight of Cups is often known as the card of walking away from something, but you're leaving behind old versions of yourself. The higher level of the Eight of Cups, they're saying, is the Hermit energy. The Hermit energy is the part of your journey as a whole in which you are really going deep within to explore yourself and understand yourself. If we're looking at your ascension journey as a whole, if we're looking at the tarot as an understanding of your ascension journey, this is really beautiful what's coming in. You have the Major Arcana, which is known as the Fool's Journey, or Joseph Campbell's The Hero's Journey, where it takes you through a cycle of a journey, a cycle of an experience. And reminding me of Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist. I read that many years ago. After knowing about this book for a long time, I finally was called to read it many years ago. And I understand why now, because I was looking at it through the journey of ascension, having been going through the journey of ascension myself. And previously, I would not have seen it through that lens. Because you listen to music or read books or watch movies based on the energy and the translation with which you're in now. And that's why music will always hit differently depending on the stage of your life, or art or books or movies will always be interpreted different. You'll always get a new message out of it no matter how many times you watch it or listen to it or read it. You'll always get a different interpretation based on your energy, because it's like the phrase that you never step into the same river twice, because you're not the same person and it's not the same river. You're always shifting and you're always changing. And it's that Buddhist phrase, every day you're born again. It's what you do today that matters most. A phrase that is very near and dear to my own heart for various reasons. And it's that kind of energy. It's the Major Arcana takes you through a journey, an ascension cycle, an ascension journey. And there are different layers and levels of ascension, just like there are different layers and levels of awakening. When you're on the ascension journey, we've talked about this in Sacred Partnership, you might go through a huge phase of healing and purging and clearing, and then you'll ascend into what I call higher heart ascension. And I have a channeling about that over on my sister channel, Susan Dawn Ascension Connections. Higher heart ascension is about the embodiment, the integration of all that healing and all that learning and all that understanding. It's different levels, different layers. And you have to go through the first to get to the next. You have to go through the healing, the releasing, the clearing in order to bring in those new codes for that embodiment. And so the alchemist is a perfect example of the ascension journey. So you have the major arcana that represents your journey. And this is the major time frames of your journey and cycles of your journey, phases of your journey. For example, you set off as the Fool. But remember, the Fool is never the Fool. The Fool carries the wisdom of all their past experiences. We channeled that in a channeling. I'm going to put all these references in the description box if you're new here, so you can go back to further understandings. But the Fool is never truly the Fool. Just like I was channeled before many years ago that in King Lear, Shakespeare's King Lear, the Fool is actually the wisest person in the play because he observes everything. He sees everything. He steps out of the dramatics and he's able to observe the greater picture and see the greater picture, which gives him that wisdom. But he acts a fool because that is kind of like a layer of protection for him, not getting involved. Not my circus, not my monkeys. I was a lit major in school, so Spirit brings to me lots of books and culture stuff. But it's very telling because that is the Fool in the major arcana carries all the wisdom of the past. And he might not know what lays ahead, but that's where that leap of faith comes in. He trusts the journey. He trusts God. He trusts the wisdom of his past self to embark on this journey of something different. And so he carries all these templates of the emperor, carries the template of the empress, carries the template of the high priest and the high priestess, carries the template. And along the way, he might meet new people on this journey. He might experience terror moments. He might experience temptations and attachments and, toxicity, struggles, challenges along the journey. He might meet some dark nights of the soul, but he'll overcome that to reach the conclusion of his journey, to reach the conclusion of that cycle, to reach success and victory. That is the story of the major arcana. That is the journey of the hero or the Fool. And then you have the minor arcana. So the major arcana are like your chart, like your charted path, your destiny in a way. The overarching destiny. It's your soul guiding you to your path. And your soul already knows the way. Your soul knows the blueprint. The major arcana is like your blueprint, right? The minor arcana is your free will choices. It's what path do you want to choose to get there? You can choose the easy path or you can choose the hard path. You can choose resistance or you can choose surrender. That's your choice. You have a choice. But if you're choosing resistance, if you're choosing difficult and challenges and pain and suffering, then you might experience those things in the form of conflict and difficult choices to make and battle of the mind and heart and all those things that those tough, heartbreak, those things that those tough minor arcana cards represent. And the universe is always going to keep trying to get you onto your path of alignment. The universe does not want you to struggle. The universe wants you to be in alignment. The universe wants ease for you because your soul wants ease for you. But if you're in resistance to your own higher self, if you're in resistance to your own soul, if you're in resistance to God's source, all one and the same, then you might go on a little bit of a detour and experience those things, but those things are for your learning. Those things are for your higher awareness. And that's kind of part of the wisdom that the Fool carries. Oh, I experienced this in the past, don't want to experience that, so let's change my pattern, let's change my belief, let's change my choices or my decisions or my actions to be more in alignment with that easy path, to be more in alignment with joy, to be more in alignment with happiness, to be more in alignment with etc., etc., etc. The Nine of Cups here represents your wish fulfillment, happiness, joy, but those are your choices. This is a minor arcana card. Those are your choices. Who do you want to be? How do you want to experience that? You've been on a journey of ascension here with the Hermit and the World. You've been on a journey of just this path. I'm getting this fertile path, this fertile exploration of your inner self. Diving deep into the core of who you are. Connecting deeply with the core of who you are. Who am I really? Who do I want to be in the future? What do I want to create for myself? What do I want to experience? Do I want to experience repetition of the path? Of the past? Or do I want to experience something new? Do I want to close out that cycle and experience something new? That's what this energy is representing here. It's representing you are now trusting that inner guidance. You're trusting that higher heart. You're trusting your soul self. You're trusting God. And that's where you come into balance with yourself. You recognize that with the Queen of Wands here, you have that free will to make your own choices. But with the Emperor here, it's also representing the higher self as well. So free will and destiny balanced between the two. And we're not going by masculine and feminine energies here. This is all as one, all as that merged energy. You could switch the roles here even as necessary. But it's all about the balance. Being in alignment with your free will choices and actions and that which your soul or God is guiding you to. It's all about that inner union. That's what your inner union is all about. And so what I like about this is with the Emperor and the Queen of Wands, it is that balance. And taking action for those dreams, those desires, whatever fills that cup for you. But filling that cup within, understanding that it comes from within, filling that love with joy within, honoring yourself, loving yourself, choosing that which brings you joy. It's a really beautiful energy of balance here. I think we're going to end here as a short and sweet message, but a powerful one at that. I was going to pull some more cards, but I think we're going to end this here, and we'll do some deeper exploration into this energy in the sacred channelings over on Susan Dawn Ascension Connections. All right, I'm sending you so much love and so much light.